Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Happy week 10. This is Take It to the Hizzy Fantasy Football, TITTH number 70. I'm your host, Justin Bruni. I got Nick Davis with me. Tell him what's up, Nick.
What's up, guys?
Yep. Happy week 10. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well. How's the weekend coming into Sunday so far, Nick?
It's going good. I mean, the one weird play I had this week was Michael Pittman. I literally had no one else to play, and I was just throwing some darts at the board, and it stuck. So
Sweet.
Good news, I'm doing really well in that league. Well, bad news, I'm not going to make the playoffs. So,
what?
Yeah, it's our one IDP league.
You started Michael Pittman in that one?
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad.
It must have been against Finn because he told me on Twitter that he hates me.
Oh.
So, sorry, Finn. Didn't mean to do that to you.
Probably because you started some Michael Pittman. Did Pittman find the end zone?
No.
He came really fucking close, though, a couple times.
Yeah, it was 7 for 101. But
I hate you, he says.
Yeah, I told him I was just swinging for fences over here.
That's awesome.
That was really cool. Hopefully the fantasy streaks continue. So.
He's a Colts fan. He's more a Dallas fan. I'm not sure, but I know he likes the Colts. I know he gets down with some Indianapolis, so I'm sure he couldn't have hated it too much. Yeah, for me, not too much. Just hanging out, keeping busy, taking some time to myself. Bought that new Spider-Man video game yesterday. Been kicking some ass.
Nice.
Was thinking about putting a stream up. I like my free time.
Yeah.
I like hanging out with y'all, but we'll see. We'll see. Post some ass kicking videos. There's literally this one part where they're like, "You gotta leave. There's too many bad guys." And my wife's standing there or sitting next to me like, "You gotta leave. You gotta go to the yellow triangle." I'm like, "Fuck that shit. I'm here to slap some hoes. Let's go."
Stretch out real fast.
Oh yeah, no, it was like there's like thugs like falling in and everywhere. Like there's literally like no room to bounce around. You're Spider-Man jumping over people, webbing people in the face, kicking some ass, and then eventually there's like literally nowhere to fucking bounce around to, so you got to leave. But I stuck around for a while and I slapped some hoes in the face. It was pretty cool. It wasn't too bad. So liking that game, very intuitive. I'll definitely put it in the mix for game of the year. It's like half movie, half Spider-Man video game, half like hip hop track. It's pretty cool. I like it a lot. Miles Morales' new Spider-Man game. It's pretty solid. But
I remember the Marvel Alliance games. Those games used to have a lot of fun with that.
Those were solid. Those were solid. I did enjoy playing those quite a bit, like the co-op ones.
Yeah. I mean, I had 2 younger twin brothers, so we always had to get a game that we could play together, and that gave us the ability to at least have 2 of us play. So
Resident Evil, a little too parent rated for you.
No, I'm just not into scary movies or scary video games.
Fair enough.
I just stay away. I'm more of like Call of Duty, Apex, Madden kind of guy. So
maybe we'll have to play some. What is it? Friday the 13th? Yeah, where they have Jason run around the summer camp.
Rider. I have seen that. I used to actually watch a lot of Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger.
Well, you're good then. You're solid.
Urban Legend. That stuff just freaks me out. And
Urban Legend was solid.
Oh man, that freaked me out more than like any of them. But
Urban Legend was solid.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
I stick to football.
All right. Well, speaking of football, let's get back to that. Jump back into the week preview here.
We do have a fantasy football show. So.
We will get to that. We will get to that. We're just going to run through the player statuses for today. This is of 7:40 Eastern time, 7:40 a.m. So we're just going to go through the list, and as we go through the games, we'll kind of touch on these guys, opportunity plays that you can plug and play this week. So guys that are absolutely out, most of these you probably know of, some you may not. CMC, Joe Mixon, Chris Carson, he was 50-50, but he's going to be out this week. Devontae Freeman for the Giants. Kenny Galladay still out for the Lions. Kyle Allen sitting down. What was it? The ankle injury? Going to have
ankle break.
Sorry, injury break. Alex Smith. Getting the jersey, put some respect in the man's name. Started today.
Jabril Peppers actually got fined for that hit on Kyle Allen. So,
it all comes back to you.
Yeah.
Gardner Minshew still out for the Jags. Fire up Jake Luton. Laviska Shenault for the Jaguars. David Johnson, concussion protocol, as we talked about Thursday. Justin Jackson for the Chargers. He went to the IR, going to be out at least 3 games. A lot of Balaj and Tremaine Pope, it's looking like. Tevin Coleman for the Niners. Debo Samuel still out for the Niners. Keep firing up Richie James.
Yeah.
Carlos Hyde for the Seahawks. Irv Smith. Big week last week in week 9. Not going to be suiting up in week 10 for the Vikings on Monday Night Football.
He peaked.
Yeah, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. See you later. David Montgomery did not clear concussion protocol, going to be out of Monday Night Football. Not expected to play, doubtful so far for today. Matt Breida. Guys expected to make their starts. We got TJ T.D. Hawkinson, Mark Ingram, Tremaine Pope for the Chargers, and Jerry Jeudy with a shoulder injury for the Broncos. And some game time decisions. We got a couple of kickers. Dustin Hopkins for the football team, Nick Folk for the Patriots. That's enough for kicker talk for the entire episode. Rob Tonyan for the Packers, Dame Harris for the Patriots, N'Keal Harry for the Patriots, and Allen Robinson popped up with, I believe it's a shoulder injury as well.
Are these game time decisions?
These are game time decisions, these last ones I went to. Yeah, Allen Robinson, game time decision is going to be pretty tough. I might be propping up some more value for Darnell Mooney this week, but we'll get to that at the back end of the
Graham.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham.
He's popping off randomly.
Anthony Miller. But that'll be the last game on the card, so we'll get to them here. But let me pull up the actual lineup here, the actual card. Let's see here. Did not have that up yet. There's like 6 afternoon games, actually, like 6 4 o'clock games. It's going to be pretty interesting. It's a loaded card. Yeah, there's actually more games.
All the good games are not going to be on TV.
There's more 4 o'clock games, I believe, than there are 1 p.m. games. So first game up, football team and the Lions. We got the football team coming in at +3 on the spread, +150 on the money line. Game total is at 46 points here. Lions playing at home, -170 on the money line, -3 on the spread. Instant reaction here, Nick. Do you like any of these values? Spread, money line?
No. This is kind of sad stuff that I'm looking at with like trends. So here we go. So Washington is 1-6 straight up in their last 7 games, 1-4 straight up in their last 5 games, or 1-4 against the spread in their last 5 games against Detroit. They're 0-5 straight up in their last 5 games on the road. And then Detroit is 3-14 straight up in their last 17 games. The total has gone under in 8 of Detroit's last 10 games against Washington. And then they're 0-7 straight up in their last 7 games at home. So which team is worse? Is Stafford playing?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go with Washington because Alex Smith, I mean, he is there, but he doesn't have the same kind of play that he had before the injury. I don't think anybody would after that kind of injury. But I just don't see him being the difference maker and like leading the team to a win unless Patricia does some magical loss way. I heard that if he loses this game, he's probably out in Detroit.
Cool. So fire up the football team +3. Let's go. Hashtag fire Patricia, right? I mean, my God. I've heard this a couple of times,
Yeah.
Team loses, coach is going to be out, right? And like fade the coach. I mean, I just don't love the Lions today with Kenny Galladay out of the lineup. I think the football team is going to be very efficient in their rush defense. I think they're going to be doing a lot of attacking from the corners, going to be providing a lot of pressure up the middle, a lot of Cole Holcomb. A lot of John Bostic today.
Those are good linebackers. I like Cole Holcomb a lot.
I like Cole Holcomb. John Bostic, he was looking really good to start the year. He just, hasn't been, recording or doing much in the box score, really. I'm not watching a ton of football team tape, on defense.
I'm definitely not.
So I can't say like the little things that John Bostic could be doing right, but I just like those guys. Very good downhill runners, plugging up the middle. There's not going to be a lot of room for Adrian Peterson and Swift today. Is this a technical revenge game for AP?
I think he's just that kind of guy where he's kind of got that. I wouldn't say he's got a competitive complex where he thinks everybody's against him, which kind of is true. Yeah. But he's going to just give his best, but I don't think it's going to actually matter. One thing to note is that the Washington football team has given up the least amount of passing yards in the NFL, while Detroit is the 20th ranked passing yard offense. So that's going to be like Detroit's.
They're going to be missing Kenny Galladay today.
Yeah, Detroit's strength is their passing game, and Washington's defensive strength is against the pass. So, and then they also have a very stout defensive line that can rush the quarterback. Matt Stafford's time is going to be very short this week.
Yeah, and he needs that time, respectively, especially missing a guy like Kenny Galladay. I am going to say to fire up some Marvin Hall and potentially like DFS. Very cheap, like in the 4,000s, maybe even lower than that in FanDuel. And he played like 70% snaps last week. It's really not that bad.
Yeah.
If they're shadowing a lot of T.D. Hawkinson and some Danny Amendola and Marvin Jones, I could see Marvin Hall was a sneaky start this week for the Lions. But overall in this game, I'm going to take the football team +3, and I'm going to take the over. 46 points still seems a little too low to me. I think that both teams can put up, I think, 24, 27 type game. Football team.
One thing that I did see is that I'm kind of thinking about it backwards. I get mixed up, but I don't see both of these teams having great offensive success this week. So I'm going to take the under on this one.
All right, I think the football team runs a lot. In another DFS lineup, I'm starting both McKissick and Gibson.
Get that stack.
I don't hate it. I mean, McKissick last week had 14 targets. I think that he's going to have a role here to just move in the chains. We're talking about Alex Smith not being the same Alex Smith as he was before, the injury. Obviously, there's only so much he can do with 1.5 legs. Like, when they talk about him planting and throwing and things like that, he can still have some difficulties. So having that dump off guy in McKissick, I'm all about it. I'm starting McKissick in my standard fantasy team too. So I like that stack there. I think Gibson is going to be moving the chains. This is a game where I could potentially see him, literally going over 100 total yards. McKissick, same thing, going over 50 to 60 total yards with 7 to 8 catches. Doesn't need to do a ton with them to provide value for you in fantasy this week. We're firing up Cam Sims in our DFS too, aren't we?
Oh yeah,
Terry McLaurin, Cam Sims.
That's kind of a shot that I'm taking.
I like it.
It was 3 receptions for 105 yards or something like that.
It was 4 for 110 or something like that.
Yeah. It was something crazy, but I think that he is coming on. I actually remember hearing about him 2 to 3 years ago. It might have been 2 years ago when he first came into the league, and he was lighting up the preseason, and for some reason, he just couldn't make the roster. He was that last guy that couldn't get on. But with everything going on this year, he's kind of finally gotten up to the point where he can get on the field.
He looks good.
He looks good. I mean, I think he's 6'3", 6'4". He's
big boy. He's a big
cat.
He's a big man. He was second on the team last week in snap counts. First on the team 2 weeks ago, Dontrell Inman's first game out, which is who he's supplementing in this lineup here. So not too bad. And realistically, man, Dontrell Inman, he's not that great. What was he doing holding his spot here? Cam Sims looks a lot better, and I think it just brings, like you mentioned, his size. It brings a little bit of leverage for the passing game, having two big guys like Terry McLaurin and Cam Sims, and Logan Thomas as well. You got some big bodies out there, so I think that provides some value for the football team, and Alex Smith specifically, who's going to need some big targets and help. For the Lions, not firing up Matt Stafford, it sounds like, right? With the efficiency of the secondary of the football team, first in the league. Don't really want to touch it. No Kenny Galladay there. Going to be, like I said, either a lot of Marvin Jones, Amendola, maybe Hawkinson. Hawkinson's coming in with this toe injury, came up late in the week on the injury report. I'm not too worried about it. I believe he practiced in full on Friday, so he should be good to go. I wouldn't be too concerned. Don't let that Q next to his name throw you any shade or any confusion going into this Sunday. I'm taking the football team +3. I like the over. You like the +3 as well?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Take either of these teams' money line?
No.
Detroit can't just win by 3 or other way around?
No.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take the football team on the spread as well. Finn says he would start. So would I start Amendola over Kendrick Bourne? Niners. Question for Nick.
Who's the quarterback? Is Mullins over there, right?
Correct.
Oh yeah, I'm going to start Kendrick Bourne for sure. It's just Mullins just has that gunslinger mentality and probably has a better matchup in the secondary. I don't like Danny Amendola too much, especially against this defense.
I like Marvin Hall more this week, but Danny Amendola can still take it to the Hizzy. Can still get it done for sure. Let's see who we got up next. Of course, I left the screen that I was supposed to be on. Oh, there it is. Next one up, Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. Houston Texans are +4 on the spread, +175 on the money line, and 45.5 is the total here. Cleveland Browns, they're hosting this one. Probably need to check the weather in Cleveland to check this total here. But I don't love the Browns on the spread. I'm liking the Texans here at +4. It's not great with David Johnson out of the lineup, but to me, that just highlights more opportunity for passing, right? Duke Johnson, a better receiver than he is a runner, in my opinion. You know, a better scat back than anything. I think he's going to be catching 5 to 6 balls today. I think it's going to be a lot of opportunity for Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, Randall Cobb, even these tight ends. I think they're going to have to pass a lot. What do you think?
Here's some trends for you. Houston is 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games against Cleveland. Houston is 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games against Cleveland. Total has gone over in 5 of Houston's last 5 games on the road. So give me Houston covering.
Yeah, because the Browns can't cover shit. They couldn't cover you with a blanket.
And then give me the over because I do believe that their offense will generate some points, but I don't think that their defense will be able to hold Deshaun Watson down for that one last defensive stop.
I agree. And I think this number is too low, 45.5. I feel like when, because this
45.5.
I don't think that's going to be a real number when I get to the sports book. This is betonline.ag. When I get to the sports book this afternoon, I guarantee it's going to be like 47 or 48. There's no way that number stays that low. 45.5.
Hold on.
Weather effect. But what is it though? Like, what's the wind?
15 degrees with 70% chance of precipitation and 28-mile-an-hour winds.
Okay. All right. We are going to the under.
Go to the under. Go to the under. I thought the same thing against the Raiders.
Yep.
And they screwed the shit out of me.
I'll just stay away then.
I'm going to go the under on that, but still.
I'm going to take the Texans to just cover 4 points.
Yeah.
I think that's a great value here. Honestly, Texans +175. I haven't been loving the Browns recently. They're not on
Nick Chubb's back.
Yeah, they do go back and forth, right? They still have a winning record. Still have a winning record. But man, yeah, Baker just night and day. I really don't know what to expect out of this guy. It's a good matchup for him. It's a good matchup for their offense. They're getting Nick Chubb back this week. You're ready to fire up Nick Chubb, right?
Oh, yeah. And Wyatt Teller's coming back, too. He has been one of the best offensive guards in the NFL. So that's an underrated comeback. I'm real excited to see those guys come back. And, I'm not saying that the Texans are world beaters on defense, but it's not like you guys are coming back against the Steelers.
J.J. Watt was or has been coming on the past 3 games. Like his performances in the past several games has been good. And it could really just be from all the talk. Like he's been running his mouth. We're not rebuilding. I want to win now. I'm hungry. I want it. And he's been kind of showing it. So I think there is some value there for the Texans defense. But at the same time, like you mentioned, Wyatt Teller coming back, Nick Chubb coming back. They're retooled, right? They got Austin Hooper coming back as well.
Here's a great rankings comparison. The Cleveland offense has the 4th most rushing yards in the NFL. Houston has let up the most rushing yards in the NFL.
Ground and pound.
Yeah, it's going to be ground and pound all day. So
Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, fire him up.
Yep.
Jarvis Landry?
Jarvis Landry, he could be considered part of the rushing attack because he's not a deep threat. He's
passing attack,
he's
rushing
get the
attack.
Slant. He's going to get the screens. Like he's one of those guys that could have 100 receptions for 800 yards, like not even playing. So, and he actually has done that. So yeah, I would fire all those guys up to be completely honest. But I think the Cleveland Browns and Kevin Stefanski should be pounding the ball this week.
Absolutely. Are you digging into the tight end bag?
No.
Yeah, no tight ends for me either for the Browns. But yeah, give me Landry, Chubb, Hunt, Baker. I don't know. I don't love it. The weather, it doesn't sound Baker friendly. It sounds like a lot of.
And he plays in Cleveland.
Yeah,
it's terrible about it.
It really isn't. I mean, it's a Josh Allen type of place, to be honest with you. Like when they were talking about Josh Allen, the Wyoming product. Playing in that cold, blistering winds of Wyoming and that high altitude and the cold winds. Buffalo's just going to be right at home. Cleveland would have been the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They fucked up. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. For the Texans, you got to fire up Duke Johnson. You got to fire up the Duke today. I got him in a couple of DFS lineups. If there's a week to start him, this is going to be it. I'm not really sure if the David Johnson injury is going to be that big a thing going forward. Like he's in concussion protocol. I think he probably sits out this week, comes back. So if you got Duke Johnson, this is the week that you're starting him. I'm saying to fire up all these receivers here still. I mean, this is the identity of the Houston offense, and it's going to be even more so floored because David Johnson's out, right? A lot of passing to Cobb, Cooks, Fuller. I'm saying to fire up all those guys, but can you dig into that tight end bag?
Hell no. Nope. I have released Darren Fells from my grasp. I am out on the Houston Texans. Someone else can take that gamble like once every season. With the tight ends, you mean?
Yeah,
I'm out. I'm out on those. But yes, the wide receivers, I'm definitely in on. You know what?
Deshaun Watson.
I'm glad Bob left Houston, man, because he was sucking the life out of Deshaun Watson.
I think a lot of people.
Deshaun Watson's having fun in Houston. Now we're starting. You know what? They might be rebuilding next year, and J.J. Watt might be on another team next year just because they're getting in a new generation. But Deshaun Watson is going to be there, and I think those receivers are going to stay there, and they're going to use that passing attack. Like they got to get. I think Emron always says Eric Bieniemy needs to go there.
Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. I think Josh McDaniels would have a good time down there with some Deshaun Watson.
Do you think Josh McDaniels would stay in Houston after he accepts the job?
I hope Josh McDaniels accepts and stays wherever he accepts his next job and doesn't wait for the "you up" text from Bill, because I feel like that's what got him back. It was like a couple of late night brandies with Bill.
One last time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's just see what we look like without Tom.
Yeah.
And then we'll figure it out. What do you think about, really quick, what do you think about Bill taking a job somewhere else? If Bill is just like, you know what? Nah, I'm good. What? No. There isn't like another place where it's just like, you know what? This has some stuff here that I could really work with.
Him and Robert Kraft are like this. They're real close, like business wise.
Yeah,
they aren't hanging out in masseuse's rooms together, so that's why
we don't know that.
Hey,
we don't know.
You are never gonna catch Bill anywhere. Bill is like very smart. He's very closed off. You're gonna see his dog on taking the draft picks. I don't see Bill ever leaving New England because they give him so much control there. Like, why would he leave? Like
I would imagine he would be given the keys to the city anywhere he goes.
Why would he leave though? I mean, he's already got his roots there. Like for me, if I was Bill Belichick, it's like, you know what? This year's honestly a punt year. At the beginning of the season, he basically had all of his best defensive players. Defense is actually kind of his thing in New England.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah, and they all bailed.
they all bailed, but I think that it was like Bill playing chess and not checkers, because next year he basically has a very high draft pick that I'm not saying Trevor Lawrence is going to come there, but he can use that to supplement his team. And I think that, he's going to continue his legacy there and try and have something outside of Tom Brady. We're starting to see, to me, honestly, it wasn't Bill's better or Tom's better. It was just those two together. It struck lightning.
It was the marriage.
Yeah, and you got to realize that like it wasn't one or the other. It was both, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a completely different team from last year, years past,
absolutely,
to this year, right? I just say I look around the league and I see some opportunities. Bill wants to go in and literally has the opportunity to just win another 3 ships, and then just hightail it out of here or whatever. Just close out his career somewhere else. He can show the world that, hey, it wasn't New England, it wasn't Tom, it's just been me the entire time. He's only been with 2 clubs, right? Or is it 3?
He was with the Jets, I believe. He was with
Browns,
the Browns,
and now the Patriots.
There's no more that come to my mind.
Yeah, so just the 3. So I mean, I look at an Arizona team. I look at a Jacksonville Jaguars team. I look at my Chicago Bears.
Really? Would you take Chicago? Like,
I would take him in a fucking second. I would trade Khalil Mack for Bill Belichick, bro. Like, no, seriously. Well, obviously that's a pretty big exaggeration, but could you imagine the Bears defense with Bill Belichick?
Oh man, it would be the offense.
He would have killed Tom.
Yeah.
Literally, like I mean, obviously the Bears, they took care of business. They put the Bucks to bed, but still, at the end of the day, like, I mean, we would be killers.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you.
We certainly wouldn't be 5-4. I'll tell you that much.
Man, we'll fall from grace from.
But I'm just saying, like, there are some products in the NFL that are really lined up for success that they are really missing that X factor with the coach. You know what I mean? With that leadership. And man, I pretty much just sold it for you, Chicago. Like, what the hell? I mean, go get this dude. Josh McDaniels is not the play you want to make this summer. I mean, it should try. If you're a savvy GM, you should be trying to make a move for Bill. Just saying. Just throw some feelers out there.
Did you know that Bill Belichick actually doesn't release his contract information?
Good for him.
You know what? I think that
Keep the cards close.
I think Robert Kraft is paying him an amount that other teams would be absolutely floored.
I could see it. I could absolutely see that.
So
I'm just a thought.
I just don't see him leaving New England.
Just a thought. It would be very, very odd to see. It would be very eerie feeling for a lot of folks.
It would be classic 2020 though.
It would be classic 2020. It would be classic 2020, or will it be classic 2021? Who knows what we get out of that year?
I need to see terms and conditions for it that year.
All right, so let's move back into the previews here. Jaguars traveling to Green Bay. Jacksonville Jaguars plus 13.5 on the spread, plus 675 on the money line. Totals at 47.5. Like any of these numbers here? Packers minus 1050, minus 13.5. Any of these? I don't love any of the part of this. I mean, Jair Alexander is going to be out of this game, so I do think there's some more availability for offense for the Jaguars, at least for DJ Shark, hopefully, where you may have wanted to bench him this week. I think you may need to be reevaluating that with Jair Alexander out of the lineup.
So this game's at Lambeau.
Yep.
And there's going to be 3 degrees there, and there's going to be a few snow. Yeah. This is what I'm saying.
3 degrees.
So this is what I'm saying. I'm glad that Odd Sharks has the weather up, because I've been getting screwed by weather and I didn't even realize it.
I'm telling you right now, I'm firing up all of Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams.
24 mile an hour winds. You still firing them up?
Yep.
Is Aaron Jones playing?
Yep. Firing him up on a separate lineup, but yep.
I would fire up Aaron Jones this week, because I don't think that the thing is, I think C.J. Henderson is going to be covering Devontae Adams, and C.J. Henderson has been one of the top corners, rookie corners in the NFL. So he was drafted third from Florida. So
yeah, Devontae Adams is going to cut him up. I mean, this to me smells all of a Lambeau game where Aaron Rodgers is like, you know what? Let's go have some fun in the snow.
I could definitely see
it has that little fucking smirk, pointing to the fucking imaginary belt under his waist. Yeah,
the discount double check.
Oh, it's gonna be. Yeah, I'm feeling like it's like, oh, we're playing the Jags. It's gonna be more of like a fun game in the snow. We're gonna run up the score, and maybe the Jags play that tune as well, but I doubt it. Yeah, so
I don't see them doing it.
I like the Packers in the under here. I don't love the spread, especially with that weather that you're highlighting. I do not love the spread. I'm staying away from the money line, but I'll take the under. I think the Packers could win this one, 27-17.
27-17, so not covering the spread.
Yeah, not covering the spread.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, the spread.
But I'm not touching the spread. I'm not touching the spread. I'm not touching the money line, because I don't love these big, wide gaps. I don't love them. I don't like them. I'm not even going to put the Packers into a parlay unless I do the entire card. And even then, I probably have – no, if I'm do the parlay, I'll just put this game in the under as the parlay. That's it. Because, again, it just kills your value. Minus 1050 is a win, yes, but if you have 4 picks at, minus 250, minus 110, minus 115, just leave it with those. Don't put in the minus 1050, because it's going to ruin your value. It ruins your payout. Yes, a win is a win at the end of the day, but when you're trying to make money on this, it's not going to help you in a big parlay unless you just have, what did you tell me someone put down?
$99,000 to win $9,000. The line that they got was minus 1,100.
You're not doing any favors to yourself. Why does
someone do that? That's just a little too much.
The Packers should win this game. They should win this game. But crazy shit fucking happens. It's the NFL. Aaron Rodgers could injure his shoulder on the 3rd play of the game.
Yeah.
That's not a corner you want to put yourself in. Blake checking in. Good morning, sir. McKinnon, Henderson, or A-Rob in my flex?
McKinnon.
Allen Robinson's going to be causing problems for people today.
Allen Robinson or who?
Darrell Henderson or McKinnon. I like McKinnon the most, just because
McKinnon.
Coleman's going to be out. Hasty, they just did not give this dude any love last week whatsoever. The Saints are very good up against the run, especially up the middle, wedges, dives, right? So I see a lot of opportunity for McKinnon in the passing game. They have not been passing Hasty the ball whatsoever. So, yeah, I would fire up McKinnon. Absolutely. He would be my guy there. Henderson, he's gone away in the past weeks. He just isn't putting up that big boom production that you'd like to see that we got, kind of like in the first couple of games, like the first 3 or 4 games. He was pretty consistent for people, other than maybe Malcolm Brown that first week, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm going McKinnon there. I think that's it's not an easy one. Shouldn't call it that. But with A-Rob banged up, I think you got to go McKinnon. For the Packers, firing up pretty much everybody I can still. I'm not trying to dig too deep into the wide receiver room. Just give me Adams. Are you firing up any of these tight ends? Tanyan coming in banged up. Sternberger finding the end zone randomly.
I would only start them in a captain showdown.
Yeah.
If you're using anything where you're going against other people in other games, no, stay away. You got better options elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And you just don't know where Aaron is going to go after Adams. In the receivers with the tight ends. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, I think, is even a safer play today with the weather being what it is, with potentially a lot of snow, wind, etc. Right. So if there's more value for the running game, give me Aaron Jones, give me Jamal Williams, give me Devontae Adams, give me Aaron Rodgers. Really deep leagues, give me some MVS. Go ahead, fire up some MVS. If they really get ahead, or if your boy CJ Henderson's really draping Adams for a couple of plays, mind you.
A couple of plays.
There might be some opportunity for MVS. For the Jags, pretty simple. James Robinson, DJ Shark, Keelan Cole.
That's it. No, not Cole.
I don't know. I feel like there could be some more value for Cole this week, or even Conley. I'm not sure. It's kind of a flip of the coin for me between where it's going to go. Lutton seemed to have some preference to Conley. I'm not certain. But in some deeper leagues, 14, 16 team, flip a coin on one of those guys. I don't know. Jair Alexander is going to be out, so there is more opportunity for Shark, but I just feel like the next option moves over to Shark. And then, one of these other back-end guys could have a more favorable matchup, with Conley or with Cole.
It'd be touchdown dependent.
Yeah, I think they are. Cole has been a good piece for the Jags this year. So, I'm just going to go with I'm not going to recency bias would say to start Conley just off of last week, but the consistent workload and production from Cole this year, I think he gives the edge over Conley, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'll take some Keelan Cole, DJ Shark, James Robinson. Finn's asking who's my QB, Mayfield, Mullins, or Alex Smith, Mahomes on a bye. This is your opponent this week, I believe.
Yeah. Man,
so who do you want him to start?
Why is he asking me questions?
That's why he said he asked you about the one earlier, because he said he'd get it. He wanted an honest answer out of you.
Yeah.
I don't love Mayfield, like we mentioned. The wind. Mullins with the Niners, with the Saints this week playing for the Niners.
I think he's inside too, so it's just going to be a air raid offense. I feel like
Mullins or Smith.
Not Smith, man. Smith. I feel like Smith's going to throw 2 interceptions and just really not get anything going. I think he might have a receiver that pops off, but I don't think he himself is going to pop off.
Why didn't you pick up Teddy Bridgewater? I picked or Derek Carr. Go pick up Derek Carr. He's still available. Sorry, Nick. Yeah, Derek Carr's got a great matchup against the Broncos. Go pick him up. He's still available. I picked up Teddy Bridgewater this morning. You can't pick him up. And I don't understand why no one picked up Teddy Bridgewater in that league. He got CMC back last week. Obviously, CMC's out this week. I'm not going to start Teddy, but man, he's a good stash for the rest of the year to close it out. So yeah, none of those. Go pick up Derek Carr. You're welcome. Is Goddard worth starting this week, or is it a trap?
Who are they playing?
Oh, the Giants. Man, I think they need Goddard in this lineup. He's been out for a while, Blake. So who's your next option? Dan picked up Bridgewater. No, I picked up Bridgewater. I picked up Bridgewater.
You guys are in too many leagues together. That's what's happening.
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, you're probably looking at the wrong league, Finn.
We got to start mentioning these.
I'm looking at my bench. Teddy Bridgewater is right there, and that's where he's staying.
What league is this? What's the name of the league? Gangster's Paradise?
Henry or Reed. I'm assuming you mean Jordan Reed, and I'm going to say Hunter Henry. Reed didn't do anything when he came back last week. Hunter Henry, pretty respectable matchup.
No one did jack shit last week when anybody came back for the 49ers.
True.
So I'm going to go Jordan Reed, actually. I'm high on Jordan Reed.
I like Herbert. I mean, I don't have Henry's lines in front of me here.
He has not been impressive considering that that Justin Herbert's probably gonna be the offensive rookie of the year. Don't tell me Hunter Henry's top 5 tight end in the league. Right?
You would have thought though, with a rookie quarterback, that the tight end would be producing there, right?
Oh, he just did it.
What?
Added Derek Carr.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you for taking advice from us. Come back next week.
Finn's coming out. Finn's getting in here. We'll get him in the next hoodie drawing, even if he isn't. He's throttling the chat today.
Yeah.
Henry or Reed over Goddard. No, I'm going Goddard over those two.
Oh yeah, I would still take Goddard.
Yeah. So let's see, Goddard last game 4 for 33. The game before that 4 for 33. Game before that 3 for 23. So yeah, the ball's going deep. Hunter Henry is the Tyrod Taylor option. He's Tyrod Taylor heavy. Herbert, he chucks the fucking ball down the field.
He likes his receivers.
And Hunter Henry ain't getting down there. Jalen Guyton's getting down there. Mike Williams, Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Those are the plays for the Chargers. So thank you guys for the questions, though. We'll get back to it. Next up, we got the Eagles and the Giants. Just getting into that one a little bit. Eagles -4 on the spread, -212 on the money line, and game totals at 44.5. Man, another low number. Expecting a lot of defense here. I like the over instantly, 44.5. Anything that says that we should be opposite?
Total has gone over in 6 of Philadelphia's last 7 games on the road. Total has gone over in 5 of Philadelphia's last 5 games of playing on the road against the New York Giants. So I'm going to say over. Let me see the defense. The only thing that the New York Giants defense is good at is defending the run. They've allowed the 5th or 6th most passing yards in the NFL. They're on the field a fuck ton. So I'm going to say Philadelphia wins this game. And their offense is anemic, to say the least, without Saquon Barkley. So I just don't see them being able to put anything together. One guy I'm really looking at right now, Travis Fulgham. He is the lead dog in that receiver room. He is probably the one lock of the week for me in this game. He's going to get at least 75 yards, I feel, especially against this defense.
Yeah, he had 73 yards up against him on their last go-around. He had 11 targets last time they faced the Giants. So, yeah, I'm all about some Travis Fulgham this week. I'm firing him up in DFS. I like the over here. I like the 44.5. Again, a number I feel like when I get to the books is going to be at 46, 47 points. So I'm excited about it right now, but in a couple hours I probably won't be. I like the Eagles on the spread. I like the -4 here. I do think that they can take one over on the Giants. Giants defense has been getting better recently, but the Eagles are tooled up. They're getting Miles Sanders back. They're getting Dallas Goedert back. Rieger's been there at least a couple weeks, right, back. So this lineup is getting deeper and deeper. Alshon Jeffrey, is he coming back this week? Do we have that?
I think he is.
I don't know what type of role he's going to have right away, but just this room getting deeper and deeper. Yeah, the lineup's getting deeper and deeper for the Eagles, so they're getting better and better. Give me the Eagles -4 on the spread. Give me the over 44.5 here. For sit-in starts, I like Wentz this week. I think it's a respectable opportunity play. I think Miles Sanders adds to Carson Wentz's value. Like Sanders will be able to help the passing game get right, not having to throw so much. And I think that will produce positive ROI for Wentz and company and the receivers here. I'm going to keep it very simple for the receivers, for the Eagles, just because they do have Jeffrey coming back that can trouble some of the snap counts. I'm going to take Fulgham, and that's it. like you said, Fulgham. I'll take Goddard. No Greg Ward for me. No Jalen Rieger. No Alshon Jeffrey just yet. No Boston Scott. And I think Richard Rodgers is a man of yesterday with Goddard coming back.
Yeah, true.
For the Giants here, no Dan Jones. Sorry. I wish Tommy was up in the chat so we get his take on it. But yeah, no Dan Jones this week. It's not the football team or the Redskins, whatever. When he went against them, Dan Jones, rock star up against them, and talent show, third grader up against the rest of the league, right? Yeah. So no Dan Jones, but give me some Sterling Shepard. I'm gonna say I'm very iffy on Darius Slayton this week, but if he's on your team, you probably have to start him.
I think I benched him.
Okay, Nick.
For Emmanuel Sanders.
Okay. I don't hate that. I don't think it's that great a spot for him. I do think with Shepard back, Slayton's value is down a bit, and even when Shepard was out of the lineup,
he did nothing.
Slayton was so hit or miss. So I'm going to say like Slayton is a pure coin flip. It's really dependent on your depth and your bench. If you have an option like Nick with Manny Sanders, I'm saying fire at Manny Sanders for sure over him. I just like, what he's been able to do since he's come back so far. Mike Thomas didn't really go off last week. So yeah, fire him up over Slayton for sure. What about Wayne Gallman? I've been liking Wayne Gallman recently. I don't love the matchup per se. Like the Eagles' rush defense is good, but if you have Wayne Gallman sitting there, RB option, like I would start Wayne Gallman over Slayton. I don't care what the projections say. They're probably sitting at like a 5 or 6 point spread on your projections in your lineup. I'm starting Wayne Gallman over Slayton.
Philadelphia's defense has allowed like the 7th most rushing yards in the league. So for the defense, so they do have some big hog mollies up front, but they're not. Their linebackers aren't run stuffers; they're more pass defenders.
Right. So yeah, give me some Wayne Gallman this week. Golden Tate. Was he? He's a game time decision, but do not fire this guy up. Do not put him in your lineup. He's been dogging the Giants. The Giants have been dogging him. I don't know why they haven't cut him. Like he should be off this roster. And if for some reason you're looking at Dante Pettis, don't start him either. I don't even know. I don't even know why they signed that guy.
Yeah.
And Evan Ingram. Fire up some Evan Ingram. It's a very good matchup for the Eagles. Like the Eagles allow a fair amount of fantasy value to the tight end position. So fire up all of Evan Ingram if you got him.
Okay.
Next up, Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to Carolina. They had a rough travel situation. They were supposed to arrive there yesterday afternoon, like 2 to 4 in the afternoon. So I don't really know the story. I just know they wound up showing up last night super late, like close to midnight. So
yeah, it was terrible.
Do with that information as you will. I am still going to take the Panthers at +6 at home. I don't care if CMC is out. Mike Davis showed me that he can supplement that role. I honestly like the Panthers at +230 on the money line. The Buccaneers, what were they doing last week? You know, do they bring the run game back out? Like I do not feel comfortable right now with the Buccaneers.
I'm not confident either with the Buccaneers. They just think that adding like Antonio Brown or Leonard Fournette is just going to magically make their team
any great star ever.
And it's just not working like that. And they're just like expecting everyone else to do their job when they can't even do their own job. It's just very disappointing. I am going with Carolina on this one. This is a weird stat, but Carolina's 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games played on Sunday. So that's taking out Monday and Thursday games. I think it's absolutely possible, especially against this reeling Buccaneers offense that just can't get it together. It seems like.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm firing up all of Panthers today. I mean, CMC's out, so you're just really propping up your other options. We talked about Teddy Bridgewater last week, 49 pass attempts. Was it 3 catches for DJ Moore? I think DJ Moore has a get-right game. I think Robbie Anderson is just going to do Robbie Anderson things, everything he's been doing all year. I think Mike Davis comes in and easily supplements that CMC role once again. And I think Teddy Bridgewater is going to be feeding all these guys. So give me buddy. I'm not that scared to start Teddy Bridgewater. I have a better option this week in Herbert, but he looked really good last week. I mean, CMC, obviously, a big factor going up against a solid Kansas City defense who've been pretty good this year. That defense has been pretty solid, right? If you're looking on paper, it's not a favorable matchup for quarterbacks, for running backs, receivers, right? So Teddy showed up. I'm ready to fire him up this week in another tough matchup up against this stiff Buccaneers defense. Am I forgetting anybody here? Tight end? No, Ian Thomas, right? Like not really a factor in that game plan. What about for the Buccaneers? We're firing up all the time. He's the guy that we trust the most there. I mean, obviously last week.
Do we though? Do we? He got me negative points when I really was going to trust him. So, and I mean, I still have Gardner Minshew. I might just put him on the field just to see what happens.
You should have picked up Derek Carr. You should have picked up Derek Carr.
Dude, you
got no backup.
I do my lineups after the show because I'm just like, I just can't do
but everybody's gone. Like Finn just came in and sniped Derek Carr.
Whatever. Part of the territory of having a show. Like it's whatever. But I'm very disappointed with Tom.
I'm not happy about it, but
the bench you for Luton.
But the matchup feels good, right? Like
it feels good, but is it really good? And I'm not really excited about it.
That's life in the NFL.
It is. So I don't know. Let me see. Let's see.
I'm saying to fire up Tom, Mike Evans. I mean, Mike Evans and Godwin. How are they going to be on your bench? Explain to me who you're starting over these guys. You know, like you just got to be loaded.
Renfro.
Okay, I'm not doing that. But you know what I mean? Like we hear from these people on Facebook and Twitter all the time. They're like, oh, my wide receivers, I've got Adam Thielen, I've got Devontae Adams, I've got give me another stud like Amari Cooper and then Godwin. Who do I start? Who's the guy out? I'm like, well, I don't know because I don't play in 10-team leagues with 8 receiver spots or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. You literally have Chenal still in your lineup, so yeah, you should probably remove him.
I got time, all right? I got time.
We're on the East Coast, man. We start things a little bit later. We got 1 o'clock starts over here.
Get out of my lineup, too. I'm still working on it. Get out of here.
For the Buccaneers, I don't know how you're not starting Godwin, Evans, Antonio Brown. I was getting ready to throw him in my DFS lineup. Nick was like, whoa. You can do better. And I did that. I was like, yeah, maybe I was just trying to like take the shot there, but you know, why even bother, right? Like there are so many other options out there in DFS that you can take advantage of. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'm staying away from Antonio Brown this week. I'm going to tell you to do the same for your standard fantasy lineups. My situation was DFS oriented. Let's play I was about to say the Rojo merry-go-round, but let's play the running back merry-go-round for the Buccaneers. Who are we plugging in this week?
Mike Allstott. I don't know. No. I mean, who's the guy?
They would probably give him the ball if he was available.
If he was there, they would definitely give him.
They'd be like, "Oh, that dude's an all-star. Let's sign him."
Exactly.
Let's ruin Rojo.
Did not know fullbacks to get 1,000 yards rushing, but that man proved me wrong. I don't know. I mean, Rojo, he looks good when he's in there, but it seems like he needs to like be in there at all times,
right?
To get into a rhythm. And Bruce Arians is refusing to let any running back get into a rhythm.
I blame Tom. For all of this because nothing is ever enough for this fucking team. Mm-hmm. Nothing is ever enough. We have 2 really good tight ends. We need Gronk. We have 2 really good receivers. We need Antonio Brown. Rojo, like he was like 5th in the league in rushing. Nah, let's take away the ball from that dude. Oh, also LaShawn McCoy, Leonard Fournette. We need those dudes. Tom, you're ruining everything. Stop it, Tom. Seriously, like what Bruce Arians team have you ever seen like this much roster activity? Ever.
It's literally like a 10-year-old playing Madden and being like, oh, this team doesn't work. All right, let me do some trades.
That guy's available. Let's get him.
Yeah. Oh, I can trade him for anything. Like it's just kind of weird. Like I don't know. I have no faith in this Buccaneers team. I think that some players will pop off randomly, but it's almost like New England's running back situation. Who the hell is going to pop off besides Tom Brady? And if he doesn't pop off, then that means everyone else isn't popping off. So
if you have 3, you have 0. We talk about it all the time. The Buccaneers have too many mouths to feed. And honestly, to me, the way it's looking like what I saw from last week's game is Tom didn't know how to cut it up. Tom ain't going to know how to feed these dudes, like keep them all happy, keep them all smiling, especially Antonio Brown. Man, that dude gets in a bad mood. Look out. Just fucking look out for that stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll take the Panthers there +6. I'm going to take – what's the total here? We got 50.5. You like that? I like that number.
No, because I don't –
What's the weather like in Carolina? Could be raining. It's a rainy place.
Good question. 21 degrees. No,
what's the wind?
Oh, that's 21 degrees Celsius. Oh, my gosh. I'm losing my crap over here.
You've been reading those.
Yeah, opposites.
So it's going to be 38 degrees then in like Cleveland.
Still cold.
Still cold. Not 3 though. It's not 3.
Well, look how small they make the Celsius and the Fahrenheit. Like I don't have my glasses on.
You got to get like that. You got to get that. You got to get those on, man.
70 degrees, and it's gonna have 15-mile-an-hour winds. So kind of a normal game. I just don't see Tampa Bay having that team effort. It's going to be depending on the stars and the stars depending on the other stars, and no one's ever going to do anything. I do see Carolina putting up some points, but I don't see the Buccaneers being able to keep pace, and especially after last week. That was embarrassing, like very embarrassing. And Carolina is a team that comes to fight every single week. They got nothing to lose, it feels like. They're just going to be playing for respect in the division.
I guess so. I mean, they're playing for the division. They're in it. I'm going to take the Panthers here. I like them to win this game. I'm not saying to throw the money on the throw your money at the money line, but I love the Panthers on the spread. So take them on the spread at +6 and total. Yeah, I'm gonna say the over here. I'm gonna say the over. I like the over. I think one of these teams wins 30-27, 30-24. I think there's going to be a fair amount of offense available in this game. So give me the over there. Next up. Denver Broncos +3.5 on the road, traveling to Vegas. Raiders -3.5, -190 on the money line. Broncos +165. Another total at 50.5. Instantly love the over here, so give me that over as well. Who do you like here in this game?
Let me give you some stats. So total has gone over in 4 of Denver's last 5 games. Denver is 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games against Las Vegas. Total has gone under in 4 of Denver's last 5 games when playing on the road against Las Vegas. Let me see, 66 degrees, 0 wind. It's going to be indoors, right?
Yeah, I don't know how they get that. What the temperature is inside at 66, but all right.
Somebody needs to raise that up a little bit.
Sounds like me at work, man. Fucking freezing my ass off because the other dude's like, oh, I'm really warm. I was like, well, it's probably the cocaine you're doing in the parking lot. But I know.
So here's something you got to think about. The total has gone over in 7 of Las Vegas' last 8 games, but the total has gone under in 7 of Las Vegas' last 7 games against Denver. I'm going to say that it's going to be the under, and I'm going to say that the kid pulls it out.
The Broncos, yeah.
Yep. I'm going to say Drew Lock pulls it out. He's coming on better and better each week. And the defense for the Raiders isn't top notch by any means. So I think that he's going to take advantage of it. I think Derek Carr is definitely going to give a good fight, and Josh Jacobs are going to give a good fight. But the way that he was able to keep pace with Justin Herbert, it was very impressive, and they still won in that last second play. I think that he's going to do it against Las Vegas.
Yeah, for me, Locke has to put together 4 quarters. Like his second half play has been awesome, especially the past 2 weeks. But his first half play has been terrible. Literally, all of his fantasy production has come in the second half of these last 2 games. So it's a little concerning, but at the same time, it's pretty appetizing too, right? You see the numbers, you see the final box score, the stat lines, and it all looks really good. So I do like the Broncos to keep pace in this game. That's why I'm going to take the over. Interesting that you mentioned the under. It's absolutely the only under on the board that's providing plus money. That means the book is just like, this one's going to the over, but hey, maybe they're onto something. Maybe they're maybe they're trying to pull people in and mind fuck them. I don't know. Could be something like that. I've seen it before.
The sportsbooks Jedi.
Oh yeah, no, they exist. Believe me, they've got some kung fu over there for sure. So I'm going to take the over here. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are putting money on the over. That's where everyone's trending, but I think a lot of it has to do with just the efficiencies of this offense. What we've seen, or I should say the Raiders offense, like they've been solid all year.
Yeah.
They put points up on, was it like 40% of their drives or something like that?
It was something wild. It was first.
They were leading the league for a while in it. The Broncos, they've been keeping pace the past couple of weeks. So yeah, I think the easy money here is the over. I'm going to take the Raiders at -3.5. I think this is a game where they can actually win by a touchdown. It's a lot of close games to the Raiders recently. So yeah, I'm gonna say that they actually win this one by like 4 to 7 points. So give me the Raiders on the spread. I like them overall in the money line, but I don't love the value just because I do think it's kind of closer to a pick 'em.
It is very close to a pick 'em.
Like the money that's coming in. How is it being split up?
So
because I bet there's a fair amount of money on the Broncos still.
Which one? The over under or
the spread?
Spread. So 45% for Denver, 55 for Las Vegas.
That's pretty close to. I mean, that's pretty close to a pick 'em. I mean, that's about as close. Well, not as close as you can get. I mean, go to 48-49 is really what you're looking at there. But yeah, I'm going to take the Raiders here. Give me Derek Carr. Just gave that to you, Finn. The receivers were always pretty questionable about. Ruggs, Renfro, Aguilar, but I think we both agree Aguilar is probably the guy to start.
Yeah, he's leading the league in average yards per reception. I think it's like 20.5. I'm also firing up Josh Jacobs because the Las Vegas offense is 9th in the NFL in rushing yards, and Denver is really just like below average, middle of the pack. Yeah. Rushing defense. So I think that they need to really pound the rock with Josh Jacobs and let him set the pace for this game.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So all of Josh Jacobs, all of Darren Waller, the home runs, absolutely. Sprinkle in some Derek Carr, some Nelson Aguilar for the Broncos. Yeah, I think we feel pretty good about Drew Lock. I picked up Drew Lock this week to stop my opponent from picking up Drew Lock and starting him against me. So yeah, I'm all about Drew Lock this week. I like Phillip Lindsay over Melvin Gordon. And Phillip Lindsay is even at this point still on my bench because I have Kareem Hunt, Dalvin Cook, J.D. McKissick. I gotta go with those guys this week. A little bit more favorable matchups, but I think that Lindsay, if you're asking me one over the other, I would start Lindsay over Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon hasn't looked great these past few weeks with Lindsay coming back.
Correct.
Lindsay, he had like I think last week was the week he didn't have that great a game, or maybe it was the week
It was
before
the
that.
last week they didn't have that great game. The week before he came back from injury and had like a 55-yard rush.
Mm-hmm. For a touchdown.
Yeah.
For a touchdown. And then he had his first game back, he had 100 yards rushing. So Lindsey, to me, looks like the better option there in Denver. So I'm firing him up over Gordon. I'm really concerned about Jerry Jeudy, man. Like,
he's playing.
I know he's playing. He's expected to play, but rookie coming off that big production, having that shoulder injury, they have Hamler there, they have Patrick, they have Hamilton, they have Fant. Like, I just don't know if they need to overload him the same way they did last week. And to be completely honest, last week and maybe one other week this season, 2 other weeks this season, he was fantasy relevant. Really, oh man, I'm so glad I started Jerry Jeudy this week, and last week was it.
But believe me, he's been giving me a consistent 7 to 8 points a game, which is below my average of 10 that I need.
Yeah, exactly.
Per player,
right? Yeah,
he's just there.
It hasn't been booming production, and that's what I'm worried about this week. Is I don't know if that boom is going to be available for a guy like Jeudy with an opportunity up against a meh secondary with a lot of these other options available at 100%.
Completely understandable. One thing that I like to think about I found out about the Denver offense is there's a guy on their line named Garrett Bowles, their lineman. I used to give him a lot of shit because he used to have a lot of false starts. He was a first-round pick. Just did not seem to have it together. He's like one of the top-rated offensive tackles in the game right now, and I'm very happy to hear that he's stepped up, improved, gotten better. Now this team is actually starting to show some improvement, and no one's actually talking about the offensive line. It's really talking about, can Drew Lock and Jerry Jeudy do it this week? Not can the offensive line not give me false starts? So that is a big help to the team. I think that this defense for Las Vegas is not as good. And I think that the offense for Denver is just going to overpower them, I feel.
Yeah. So with these other guys, I mean, I'm definitely firing up Tim Patrick. I took Jerry Jeudy out of my DFS lineup and put in Tim Patrick. So I don't know. I'm looking at Jerry Jeudy or Darnell Mooney, and I'm feeling like it's a Darnell Mooney type of Monday night. Allen Robinson's banged up. There's no David Montgomery there. You got Bill Lazar coming in, taking over play calling. Mooney has been Foles' guy. He's coming off an 11-target game. I think I may have to keep it simple and swap out Mooney for Jeudy here. Jeudy is just going to be in a space where he has a lot of other targets around him.
Correct.
I think it's a Noah Fant week. I think this is a good game for Noah Fant. I think this is a week where he could potentially grab 2 receiving touchdowns. So I'm firing up all of Noah Fant, firing up all of Phillip Lindsay, Tim Patrick, Jerry Jeudy, or KJ Hamler. I think I know where you're going here.
I'm going to say Tim Patrick.
No. KJ Hamler or Jerry Jeudy.
Oh, sorry.
I think I know where you're going, though.
Oh, I would say Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, Tim Patrick, I think you have to start with Jerry Jeudy potentially being still banged up, coming in questionable, right? He's still expected to play. Like, I don't see him getting pulled, but I could see a snap count type of situation. So he's literally my highest projected receiver. He's coming to the bench. I just sold myself on it. I did. Sometimes you got to keep it simple. So give me the Raiders there, -3.5. Give me the over at 50.5. Let's move on to the next one. We got Bills and the Cardinals here. Bills +115 on the money line. Give it to me. Give it to me. +2.5 on the spread. I'm not going to touch the spread. Give me the +115 for the Bills. 56.5 is the total, though. 56.5, dog.
Give me the over.
If you're concerned, I just remind you of the Dolphins and the Cardinals last week, 34-31. It sounds tough, but give me the over here. I could see a very, very similar game. The Bills are a far better and more efficient offense than the Dolphins. So yeah, I'm gonna take the over there as well.
I mean, the Arizona defense is actually pretty good considering the rankings. Like they allow the 7th least amount of passing yards.
They just lost to the Dolphins. That was crazy.
Just lost to the Dolphins, but I feel like they haven't really came across a quarterback like Josh Allen yet. So I think that he's going to smash those rankings. I just don't think that Arizona has enough firepower besides Kyler Murray. I mean, Kyler Murray had 5 total touchdowns last week and still lost to a Tua-led Miami. And I think Josh Allen and Buffalo are a completely different animal than Miami and Tua. So I think it's going to be an over game. The Buffalo defense has not stifled anyone. They just kind of keep the team in the game enough for Josh Allen to get the last touchdown.
They had 4 turnovers last week up against Russell Wilson. They still put up 34 points.
Yeah, like that's that's the best way to say it. But yeah, I'm gonna go over on this. I'm gonna take Buffalo on this. Kyler Murray and his Pee-wee team are not gonna be enough to beat Josh Allen and the Bills.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a great option for a parlay plus 115 for the Bills. You can hammer this with some really good options, and like the Bills plus 115. I like these are just some heavy ones for later down the stretch here that we'll get to, but like the Bills, the Steelers, and the Saints, that's a great value lineup for you. That's going to give you some good value, some two solid locks. And the Bills, yeah, it's a close game, but I think what you've seen from the Bills thus far, you can trust them to pull out a W against the Cardinals, who just lost at home from the Dolphins visiting. I think this is a keep it simple game. I think the Bills should be the favorite here. I think it's a misrepresentation on the line. So give me the Bills plus 115 on the money line. Give me the over 56.5 points. And who the hell could you even sit in this game? I mean, Kenny and Drake, maybe. Like if you got a better option, yeah, Larry Fitz. He's not like an every week starter though, but I think that this could be a week he could find the end zone. I do.
Hey, here's some trends for you. The total has gone over in 5 of Arizona's last 6 games against Buffalo, and total has gone over in 7 of Buffalo's last 9 games. So, yeah, it's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Steve is asking about any concern for the Bills and COVID. I'm going to need an update on that because I
think Dawson Knox cleared and everything.
Tyler Kroft recently got dinged up for it. I know that. I had dropped Tyler Kroft before the COVID situation. But Tyler Kroft popped up for it, so I don't really know. Twitter, Steve, doesn't want to load, so I hope that means the internet isn't down for the rest of what's going on here, and we're not about to fade out into darkness. Is your Twitter working?
Yeah.
My Twitter is not working, so maybe you could get that Bills scenario.
Yeah, I'll look it up real quick.
We can put a bow on that there for Steve and company and the rest of our viewers. But yeah, for this game, Josh Allen, Diggs, John Brown. You're starting Zach Moss, Devin Singletary. Devin Singletary been pretty quiet recently. And
I would start up Zach Moss. Yeah, man, it's just so hard with those running backs because it just goes back and forth each week. Like, I don't think it's really a game plan of, we're going to stick with Singletary this week or stick with Moss this week. It's really just catching who's the hot hand and sticking with them. But I'm definitely firing up Diggs. I'm definitely. I like Cole Beasley. I mean, I
think it's an option.
I think it's absolutely possible. Jeremy Davis also is an option. One of those random receivers that can get a touchdown.
Isaiah McKenzie got one last week.
Oh man, I had him on my bench too, like randomly, and I was just like, I don't think he's gonna do anything. Got a freaking touchdown. So yeah, I'd start him up too. So yeah,
Cardinals, Kyler, Hopkins. I'm going to say Edmonds over Drake this week if you have to make the pick, but they're expecting Drake to play. He's a game time decision, but he is expected to play. I just don't see, the same sort of volume for him. I think Drake needs a red zone touchdown to make his nut. I don't think it's going to come this week. So I'm going to say Drake is a bench candidate. Fire up all of Hopkins, fire up all of Christian Kirk. Man, Larry Fitzgerald, I think he could find the end zone this week. Steve's in the chat talking about Norman being out. That seems like potential.
Oh, yeah, forgot about
potential matchup that would be had there.
No one likes Norman, so no one's hanging out with him. So
yeah, Trey White's been coming on the past couple weeks, but I see him getting lined up with Hopkins all day long. I think that's a type of a shadow situation, and even then, I still see Hopkins being plenty valuable for everyone this week. Trying to think of any deeper options there. Dan Arnold. Can we fire up some Dan Arnold?
What's that? There's a
Andy Isabella.
No.
Sorry guys, don't need Isabella this week.
Doran Daniels. He is a tight end in Arizona. He's gotten a touchdown, I think maybe 2 weeks ago, or I think he got one last week. But he has randomly become a touchdown dependent option in the Arizona tight end room, because it's weird because I always thought they were going to go 4 wide, but it's more like a 3 wide and a tight end now. So good for Cliff for adjusting his playbook. But that's one guy that I've definitely seen. But hey, I want to give a shout out to Sean Perry of Bills Mafia. He's been helping me make some friends in Bills Mafia on Twitter. So shout out Sean Perry.
Shout out that dude. What's up, man? Yeah, for this game, you got to fire up pretty much all of your fantasy relevant options. I think the main one that I'm trying to stay away from is Drake, if I can. If I can stay away, certainly want to do so. I just want to wait and see what I get his first week back. Next up, we got the Chargers and the Dolphins. I think there's going to be a lot of offense in this game. I like the Chargers here at plus 108. They're on the road. The Dolphins, looked really good last week, but I think that the Chargers are going to be really hungry for a win. Every one of their games comes within a one-possession loss. I think they're going to be really hungry this week. The line's really close. I like the Chargers here. Totals at 48.5. Give me the over there. I think there's going to be plenty of offense in this game. Herbert chucking the deep ball. Tua efficient enough to drive the score. Obviously got a win last week on the road, 34 points. Didn't make any mistakes, kept it simple. So yeah, I think the easy money here is the over. Pretty close to a pick 'em, but I'll take the Chargers. What do you think, Nick?
Total has gone over in 5 of LA Chargers' last 5 games.
So you're telling me it's going?
I think it's going to go over. It's also gone over in the last 7 of the last 8 games on the road.
Sweet.
The one thing, it's gone under in 5 of the last 5 games when playing on the road against Miami, but I feel like these are very different teams than what we've seen in the past. I'm going to go the over. I'm going to go, what's the spread is 2. I got 1.5 right here. So I'm going to say Miami does not cover, but it's because Los Angeles loses by some weird way. Like they were up by a touchdown, they lost at the second. Maybe a field goal at the end. So I don't know, something crazy.
Do you like any of the spreads? The 1.5 for the Chargers, or the 1.5 for the Dolphins?
I don't like the spreads.
I don't like it for the Dolphins. I don't hate it for the Cardinals.
You mean Chargers?
Chargers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't like it for the Dolphins. Like it for the Chargers. It's going to be a real close game, man. The Chargers fight and fight and fight and fight, and it's going to be real sad when Anthony Lynn loses his job. But he's
not winning.
Yeah, they're just not winning.
He's not winning,
and they need the X factor there to unlock Justin Herbert. So, sorry, it's going to be another loss for you guys.
Man, if Justin Herbert isn't unlocked, I can't wait to fucking see that dude unlocked.
Seriously, I think we're just seeing like. If he was a Pokemon, he's in the first evolution.
Oh, all right.
So, he's just getting started. And I think he's just going to evolve. Like, who comes in after learning after 10 seconds before that your starting quarterback lost his lung? Hey, you're jumping in. He just walks in and is like, all right, I got it. Like, he just chucks up 3 touchdowns, and the offense actually looks like the offense that LA is supposed to have with their receivers. I think he has a lot of room to grow, and he's just getting started.
I think when he got that call, the 10-second call, the locker room just kind of broke out into like a what was that movie on the Disney Channel? We're all in this together. like he just kind of it just kind of broke out into a Wildcat song. What's the name of that stupid movie? It's gonna drive me nuts.
High School Musical.
There it is, High School Musical. Yeah, it's gonna break out into he broke out into a High School Musical. Everybody got vibing. They were doing the Dub Club before they even. Well, I guess they didn't win that game. They should have won that game though. It was against the Chiefs. That was a game they lost. Last possession, last drive of the game. A pretty consistent theme of the Chargers so far this year. But Justin Disney Channel Herbert. Yeah, he's been the bee's knees over there for the Chargers. I'm all about him again this week. Fire him up in DFS. I think he's going to be a low percentage play. I think people are looking at the matchup.
Stacked with Keenan Allen.
I don't hate the stack with Mike Williams either. I think it's going to be deep balls all day for the Chargers. If the Dolphins somehow get up in this game, I'm going to be pumped. I got Herbert in the fantasy lineup. I want him chasing points, if anything, for my fantasy squad.
Devontae Parker is also doing good. Chargers are chasing points because I think Tua. I think they're going to each week unleash Tua a little bit more and more and more. I think if Preston Williams was in, I think you could see a full unleashing of Tua. But he's definitely
was Tua's guy, right? Like Preston Williams and Tua, they were connecting early and often, and it was seeming like it was going to be an issue for Devontae Parker. But now with Preston Williams hurt, looks like they're going to have to get a little bit more comfortable with each other, whether they like it or not. So yeah, definitely firing up Parker, Tua for sure, Mike Gesicki for sure. What about these running backs? What about Salvon Ahmed versus Jordan Howard? I'm saying Salvon Ahmed. Jordan Howard, it's 3 yards and a touchdown or nothing. Does he get it this week? I bet he does. I bet he does, but I bet Jordan Howard peaks at 8.5 points. 850, 8.50.
I can definitely see that.
I think that's where he peaks this week. He doesn't have any runs over 5 or 6 yards. He only is a touchdown dependent play, but the Dolphins offense has looked good. They're getting in the red zone. So there's going to be some play for him. So fire up Howard, but gun to my head, one or the other. Salvin Ahmed, that's my guy. Get him in there. So fire up Salvin Ahmed, Parker, Gesicki, Jakeem Grant. Can you make a dollar holler? Jakeem Grant?
Yeah, you can. He returns kicks too, so that's just another opportunity to score maybe a couple points. But yeah, he's actually come on as a receiver too, with Tua being on. So I think that's just like being on like the second team. I think Jakeem Grant was probably like the first receiver on the second team. So they probably got a lot of work together. So I would definitely fire up Jakeem Grant for sure.
Okay, sounds good. And for the Chargers, Allen, Williams, Hunter Henry, I guess we're saying he's a bench candidate. Hasn't been really doing much in recent weeks, but I think he could find a touchdown in this game. I do think he could find the end zone, but that's exactly what he's going to be in Week 10, a touchdown-dependent option. So tread lightly, start him responsibly. But I think that you may have some better options out there. Dallas Goedert was popping up in our chat. I think he could be an option that's more favorable this week that could have been added off of waivers, coming off of an injury. So definitely someone you want to, tread lightly with a Hunter Henry. But what about these running backs, Kalen Ballage or Tremaine Pope?
Give me Kalen Ballage. He comes out of nowhere, scores points. The Chargers basically got him for free when they had to give him like a 7th round pick, but the Jets said no. So I think Kalen Ballage is the guy, because if he wasn't, then Tremaine Pope would have done it last week.
Well, Tremaine Pope was out last week. He was hurt.
That's why. Okay.
And the week before that was the week where we were like, who the fuck is this Tremaine Pope dude? So for me, I like Ballage more because he did do well last week. But I'm going to say to stay away from both. It's kind of like you have two, you have none type of situation. You still have Joshua Kelly there, who's been put in the doghouse. Don't get it. Don't understand it. Don't know why the man's being punished. He looked good with Eckler in the lineup, and now he's not getting fed the ball. So I'm saying I'm staying away from all of the Chargers running backs this week, just keeping it simple with Williams, Allen, and Hunter Henry's a touchdown-dependent option. Man, but if you ask me like Henry, Ballage, or Pope, I got nothing for you. Who finds the end zone there? I'd probably say Ballage, to be honest with you. But I'm not really sure where to go. It really is going to depend on your bench. I feel like you have some better options than those guys. Next up, we have the Bengals and the Steelers. Bengals coming in at plus 6.5 on the spread, plus 255 on the money line. Over unders at 46. Steelers minus 6.5, minus 305. And the total, again, like I said, is at 46 points. I think the Steelers win this game, but I like the Bengals to cover. Bengals have been really good on the spread. I love the 6.5. So, yeah, give me the Bengals plus 6.5. Steelers minus 305. The total, give me the over. Plenty of offense available here, both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I see it. Great teams cover. So Cincinnati, they're 2-5-1 for the record, but they are 6-1-1 against the spread. So that's really good. This spread, I'm seeing 7. What do you have over there?
6.5.
6.5. Yeah. So
if I can get the Bengals up to 7, I'll take that too. I'll buy the point. I will do that.
Yeah. So total has gone over in 4 of Cincinnati's last 5 games. They are 0-10 straight up in their last 10 games against Pittsburgh. Don't see that changing. But you know what? You never know. This could be the week where Cincinnati upsets the undefeated team. Pittsburgh looked pretty bad against Dallas last week. Dallas almost took it to them. So I think that Cincinnati is ripe for the picking. I'm going to say they definitely cover. And how much money is on them? I'm going to say that they lose too. So they're going to cover, but they're going to lose. Yep,
absolutely. Feel the exact same way. Starting and sitting, COVID Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
So he's good to go. He's in the lineup. I'm going to say to start him. Juicy matchup against the Bengals. James Conner, Juju, Chase Claypool. Are you firing up Deontay Johnson?
Yeah.
I don't love it. I like Claypool and Juju a lot today. But, yeah, if you got them.
This receiver room's hard, man.
It's a tough group to judge. It's a tough group to judge week to week. But Deontay Johnson's not really exciting me as of recently. What's his box score? Was last week a big week for him?
I think he had a couple of receptions. I don't think he found the end zone.
6 for 77 last week. The week before that, 1 for 6. The week before that, 9 for 80. If you got him, I feel like you're probably starting him. But in some of these deeper, benches, I feel like there could be some better plays this week. I feel like it's going to be a lot of Claypool and a lot of Juju. I just don't see a ton of value for the secondary for the Bengals. I think this is a week where Ben can hammer his guys. Coin flip. It's a coin flip for me. Probably the positive side of the coin flip. If you got him, fire him up. Just keep it simple. Fire him up. I don't want to give you the Johnson 2 touchdown game while he's on your bench. I don't want that hate mail Sunday evening. For the Bengals, yeah, I'll start Joe Burrow. I know the matchup isn't like wonderful, but Joe Burrow is a quarterback that throws a ton. Joe Mixon's going to be out of this game, so I'm also saying to start Giovanni Bernard just because of roster availability. I think Bernard catches 5 to 6 balls this week. I don't think that the Bengals try to just throw their running backs up the middle. And if they are, it's probably Samaje Perine just trying to get, if someone's going to have their shoulder broken going up the middle, it's going to be one of those, back end running backs for the Bengals. So fire up Gio Bernard. I'm going to say no AJ Green.
No AJ Green.
Give me Tyler Boyd. Give me T. Higgins.
Yes. I'm agreeing on those two for sure.
Drew Sample this week?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't think tight end is really going to be a thing for a little bit in Cincinnati until they actually get like an elite one. Comes back.
Yeah.
So
I don't think Uzama's elite, but I know what you mean.
I mean, he was the one that was supposed to start the season, and he did kind of like come on pretty strong. Where you would think that the tight ends would be producing, but they really haven't, and it's really kind of gone to the receivers and to the backup running backs that are filling in for Mixon.
Yep, absolutely. Ebron though for the Steelers, I like it.
Yeah, I love Ebron. He's starting to come on. He did have a few drops at the beginning of the season, but he did have that, leap over touchdown, just big red zone target.
Yeah, absolutely. Fire up Eric Ebron this week. Again, we like the Steelers for a W. Bengals on the spread, but buy it up to 7. I don't like that 6.5. I think they're trying to juice you there on that half point. Buy it up to 7 points. I think that's easy money. Seahawks and the Rams. Seahawks plus 2.5 on the spread. Plus 125 on the money line. Another one I'm taking, another road dog I like. Total at 54.5. Rams minus 2.5 on the spread, minus 145 on the money line. Give me the Seahawks plus 125, not touching the spread, and I like the over. What do you think?
I'm gonna say the Seattle really just like screwed the pooch against a really poor defense against Buffalo.
They still put up 34 points though, like 34 to the total. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The total's ezy money here for me. I think
I agree with you.
Honestly, I think that it's easier than what the numbers tell here. I honestly, I'm going to take the Seahawks plus 125 and the Bills plus 115 on a parlay for sure.
I can see it.
That's juicy money for me. Obviously, they're both on the road. They're both dogs, right? They're both plus money, but they've been two of the best teams in the league.
Ooh,
Was it trap game?
Seattle is 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 games against an opponent in the NFC West.
On the spread.
Staying
away, like I said, staying away from that and just taking the money line for the Seahawks.
Total has gone over in 6 of Seattle's last 8 games this season. Not surprising.
Consider the sources.
They are 1-5 straight up in their last 6 games when playing on the road against the LA Rams. That's the stat I was looking for.
Don't love it, but still taking it.
You know what? LA is so up and down this year. Like you really have no clue which team you're going to get. Is the offense going to do good? Is the defense going to do good? Has Jalen Ramsey actually shut down somebody? Is Aaron Donald jumping on someone's back to make a
They said as much that Jalen Ramsey will not be shadowing DK Metcalf in this game. I think that's an error of judgment.
What? I don't understand that. Why?
Holton Hill, sorry, bud, but DK is coming for you.
Oh, man, DK is going to eat.
Yeah.
If you're paying someone top corner ability, you got to cover the top.
Go lock that dude down.
You have to.
Go lock that dude down.
You know who also did that crap? Washington with Josh Norman. You saw how long he lasted there. It just kind of like, are you like trying to not expose him against somebody? Like, you got to go against the top receivers to be considered one of the top corners. Don't come at me, Jalen Ramsey, and say, "Oh yeah, I'm the top corner," but you didn't get to play DK Metcalf. Get out of here with that crap. I wouldn't back down if I was a corner. Like, I want the top guys. That's just how I am, though. But that's just disappointing. I think that with
that's dumb. I don't agree.
DK Metcalf's going to go off this game.
I think so too. I really do. That's why I love the total. I love the Seahawks. I mean, the Rams, they just get in their own way. They do. And I don't think that they're going to get it done on the ground today, which is a great opportunity for them. They have 3 guys now that they're trying to feed. Akers is there getting some work. I don't think it's going to be a great day for Henderson, Malcolm Brown, or Akers. I think it's a lot of Goff, Woods, Kupp, trying to eat and attack that secondary, right? Griffin going to be out again today for the Seahawks. Again, just propping up more value for the passing game for the Rams. I'm going to be taking the Seahawks in the over here for the sitter starts. Everybody, other than like the Rams running backs that I just referenced, like give me everybody. Give me even Josh Reynolds this week. Kupp, Woods,
Everett,
Goff, Everett. I think even a Higbee could find the end zone.
No Higbee. I'm out on Higbee. No Higbee.
He's a stretch. Don't get me wrong. Everett's been the guy coming on recently. Higbee, a preseason favorite darling for most people, not for us. We weren't in on it. The value was just too high, too rich for this crew. But it's a week where he could find the end zone. I think where it's like the likelihood is higher than previous weeks, right? So riskier play, but deep league, you're hurting at the position. I think Higbee could make a dollar holler to find the end zone this week. But yes, absolutely 1,000% touchdown dependent. Seahawks, everybody but the running backs. Travis Homer, DJ Dallas, pick one.
I take a shot on DJ Dallas.
I'll take a shot on Travis Homer. I think that both are going to be okay options, but both are touchdown dependent. Give me Metcalf. Give me Lockett. Greg Olsen, Will Disley, Jacob Hollister. Who you got?
Hollister. If I had to pick one, Hollister.
Again, a week where I could see Olsen finding the end zone. Give me some Greg Olsen. Oh my goodness, getting tired. Next one up, San Francisco 49ers with the New Orleans Saints. Wow, Niners plus 10 on the spread. Saints minus 10, plus 425 on the money line. Just give me the Saints money line. They're healthy. They're looking good. They've got Sanders. They've got Thomas. They've got Kamara. Just keep it simple. Just take them on the money line. Throw it in with one of those parlays that I gave you, like, Saints minus 425, Seahawks plus 125 with the Bills plus 115. I think that's going to be solid. Just don't love the spread here. Just don't love it. We talked up the Niners. Richie James looked like he was able to fulfill that role last week for Samuel. Going to get fed a lot. You were talking up Jordan Reed earlier, being healthy another week back. Their defense is really good up against the run. So I see a lot of opportunity for Kamara in the passing game. But Kamara coming off a season low touches last week with Sanders and Thomas coming back. I'm not in love with his value, but obviously he's a must start every week. But I just don't love the spread. What do you think?
I kind of do like the spread just because it's not like it's 1 to 2 guys in San Francisco that are out. It's everybody.
True. Kittle.
It's one of the worst situations
Jimmy,
in the
Debo.
NFL. And I think that being 4-5 with how many injuries they have, Kyle Shanahan's doing one of the better coaching jobs
That's why I don't love it
in the league. So I think that the game is actually going to go to the under because considering how many defensive players they actually have lost, they have actually been pretty stout this year.
Yeah.
And with everybody coming back and Kamara losing touches, I think that that's going to feed into not being able to have as much success offensively for New Orleans.
Sure.
So I am going to fire up Richie James. I am going to fire up Jordan Reed. I do like Jerick McKinnon because I believe in any running back in San Francisco. That running back system that the Shanahans have, that family tree system they have is amazing, and they have perfected it. Anybody in their running back room can get 1,000 yards at any time. But New Orleans, they're up and down too. 1 week they'll dominate, the next week it'll be really close. The next week they'll lose. It's just very. It's almost like the shot that goes into Drew Brees' arm. However strong it is that week and however much he feels it, that's dependent on the score.
Right.
I just don't like the over on this. I'm
not in love with it either. I could see the under hitting here.
Here's a good stat. The total has gone under in 13 of San Francisco's last 20 games when playing on the road against New Orleans. That stat goes back far. So I'm definitely going to be shooting for the under. I do think I do think that New Orleans is going to win, but with Nick Mullins, anything's possible.
Anything's possible with Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins, Kevin Garnett. Anything is possible.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying to fire up Nick Mullins this week. I was telling Finn earlier, fire up Derek Carr over him. I'm not in love with him up against this stout New Orleans defense. Obviously, there is some better availability up against their passing defense, but I don't love it this week with the weapons that the Niners are touting on offense. Like, your best option is Richie James. I don't know. I feel like Marshawn Lattimore can lock that dude up, other than the screen plays, the plays that are built for Jimmy Garoppolo. The 5-yard passes behind the line of scrimmage, that's where Richie James was getting his value last week. It was taking screens for 20 and 30 yards. I'm not sure a guy like Marshawn Lattimore is going to let that happen this week. Their defensive front, very strong, right? Cam Jordan and company, they're a really good group up front. So I'm still taking the Saints. I just don't love the spread. I don't love the 10. I think the Niners could cover that, but nowhere where I'm putting my money. That's for sure. I'm not putting my money on the Niners to cover. Give me the under. I'll ride that train with you. The Saints to win. Sitter starts, I think, are pretty simple here for the Saints. You're firing up everybody, right? Mike Thomas, Manny Sanders, Drew Brees, Alvin Kamara. Can you start Latavius Murray this week? I'm going to say nope.
No.
I'm going to say the weapons are too fulfilled there with the receivers. I'm going to say no. I'm gonna pump the brakes there.
He just randomly pops up every week, and it's just like, man, if you play him that 1 week, it's just like amazing. But it's so hard to get that 1 week.
Yeah, for the Niners, no Mullins for me. Richie James, yes. McKinnon, yes. That's where I cut it off. No Reed for me. No Kendrick Bourne for me.
Not out on Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Keep it simple there. Next up, Sunday night game. We've got the Ravens and the Patriots. Ravens -7 on the spread. Patriots +7. Patriots +270 on the money line. -325. What's the weather going to be like? The number's at 44 points. I like the over.
52 degrees, 50% chance of precipitation, and 15-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh no, man.
I got some stats for you.
Lamar does not do well in the rain, as we saw up against the Steelers. Go ahead. What do you got?
Here we go. So this is Baltimore's side. Total has gone under in 6 of Baltimore's last 9 games. They are 17-3 straight up in their last 20 games. They are 10-0 straight up in their last 10 games on the road. The total has gone under in Baltimore's last 7 games against an AFC opponent, and they are 6-0 against the spread in their last 6 games against an AFC East opponent. Let me see if there's any New England ones that I like. Total has gone over in New England's 5 of New England's last 6 games against Baltimore, but the total has gone under in 4 of New England's last 5 games at home. They are 8-2 in their last 10 games when playing at home against Baltimore. Man, this is back and forth, it feels like. Whoever seems like
I like the Ravens just to outright win.
Yeah, I like the Ravens too.
I think the spread is too rich. I think this game should be at like a 3 or 4 point spread, 3.5, something like that. I see either team winning like 28-24. And there's going to be some more value this week for the Patriots. Like the Ravens are beat up. I believe that Humphrey is still out with COVID. So that's not going to be great. And I mean, really,
Calais Campbell's actually injured too on the defense.
That's what I'm saying. There's going to be a little
definitely, yeah. That's awful.
So that's really bad for their defensive line. He was a big piece that was added this year. So yeah, give me the over here. I think that the weather is going to play a role to people taking the under, and just kind of the perception that okay, the Patriots have a good passing defense. Weather. Lamar's not passing that well. They just got Des Bryant. He's barely playing, right? But Lamar's going to score a rushing touchdown, and the Ravens are going to win. So give me an anytime rushing touchdown for Lamar and company. The Ravens are going to run all over the Patriots rushing defense this week. I think Lamar is going to be leading the way in that aspect. I think Lamar will be the leading rusher for the Ravens this week. But man, with Mark Ingram coming back, I'm not sure who to tell you to start with these running backs. I think Dobbins is just the guy that I want, because he looks the best in the RPO, and that's what it seems like they need to run a lot of, missing Hayden Hurst. Because Hayden Hurst there, with the 3 tight end sets, I felt like they could actually line up just like in a shotgun and then roll out into run plays. With the RPO, they need to use the fullback more. Ricard doesn't have that same build as, Hayden Hurst, right? He's a little bit shorter, stocky. He's a stocky guy, but he can't really come off the line as well as a guy like Hayden Hurst. So give me Dobbins there. I'm going to say to fade Mark Ingram and Edwards this week. I think that Jackson will get the red zone touchdown. Are you okay to fire up Marquise Brown?
Man, the New England team.
Is Gilmore in this game?
No.
Stephon Gilmore's out?
I don't think so. Let me see.
Yeah, let's get an update on Gilmore. I kind of like Willie Snead a little bit more in this game.
Questionable.
Yeah, I like Willie Snead a little bit more than Brown in this game. Brown been running his mouth. He wants more targets. He wants the ball more, but we didn't really see it after he shouted out his coach on Twitter. So I'm not in love with Marquise Brown this week. He's a sit candidate.
I'm not on the receivers for Baltimore this week. I'm actually not even on Mark Andrews, even though I have to start him. But the New England's pass defense has allowed the 11th least amount of passing yards in the NFL, which is great because the Ravens don't really care about the pass. They are going to be rushing the ball. So they've allowed the 6th most rushing yards in the league. They're against the top rushing attack in the NFL. So
give me Lamar.
Dude, just run the ball. The only running back I'm going to fade Ingram, and I'm only going to fade Ingram. I will play Edwards and I will play Dobbins for this week. I mean, honestly, I just wouldn't throw the ball this week. Just run the ball. Everybody knows what you're going to be doing. They're already calling out your plays. Greg Roman already says he apparently knows what your tendencies are. You're going to commit. Go ahead, just commit. Just do it against this team. This team's weakness is their rush defense. So just run the ball. Like
the Bears, who we're getting to next, giving up play. Matt Nagy gave up play calling. I hope that Greg Roman has to answer the same call after this week. I mean, if that means that they have to lose, albeit fine, I get it. But man, that dude is just ruining Lamar Jackson this year. It's driving me absolutely nuts. And it's just some of these, like the pirouette plays, they drive me fucking crazy. Snaps the ball instantly.
Play design. It's literally play
I know, and I hate the design. I hate it. It's so fucking terrible. I rarely ever see Lamar Jackson do a pirouette and then take one for 40 yards rushing. You know what I mean? Like, there's no misdirection there, guys.
It's not Pee-wee football, man. Like, these guys are in the NFL. They're watching film of you every single week. If you are on their schedule, they're watching film because they want to see any tendencies. And those pirouettes don't work. Having those last-second pullbacks on the RPO, that's what works in the NFL. That is actually what is the strength of Lamar Jackson. You guys are just trying to be like, oh, I designed the play so well and it's going to work. No, screw it. Just let your athletes work, man. That's how the NFL works. You have to let your athletes work and react and play football.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So fire up Lamar Jackson. Give me Dobbins. Nick's on Edwards. I'm on Ingram. I think that Ingram just eats into Edwards' value this week, just eats into his touches, but I could see Edwards getting a goal line touch. Give me Marquise Brown. Give me Willie Snead. I like Willie Snead more. I have a really hard time saying to sit Mark Andrews. Deeper leagues, you're definitely starting him up. Some other leagues where you may have a back end option, like maybe if you somehow drafted like Evan Ingram and Mark Andrews, I think this would be a week to start Ingram over Andrews.
Correct.
For the Patriots, Jacoby Myers, is that who we trust the most? Rex Burkhead, I feel like there is some better value to rush up against the Ravens this week with Calais Campbell out, but who do we trust? Dame Harris. That's about it. Like, it's not too much to trust here. I'm going to say bench Cam Newton. I think he does throw an interception or two today. I think the pass rush is going to be really, really heavy on him. I think that Patrick Queen and Judon, I think they're going to clean up this week on some Cam Newton. So I think bench Cam, start Dame Harris, start Jacoby Myers, and that's about it. Like, I'm not in love with Rex. I'm not in love with James White. James White should be a better play every week, but they just do not love him this year in New England. I don't get it. James White, Julian Edelman, may they rest in peace. They were Tom's guys, not Cam's. I don't know. For the Vikings and Bears, wrapping it up here. Vikings -3. -3 on the road. Oh, wait. Am I reading that right? No, I am. -3 on the road.
The disrespect is real against
Chicago. Yeah, the disrespect is real. -3 on the road, going to Chicago. -181 on the money line. Over-under is at 43. Emron's been hammering the number on the under here for the Bears. How it's just easy money. I'm going to go the over. I don't know what I'm doing here though. It's the fucking Bears. I get in the emotional bear cage every week with the Chicago Bears.
Do you want some stats?
No, not really. Not really. Just give me the Bears plus 161. Give me the over, and I don't know. No, nothing on the spread. I don't want the spread. What do you got?
Total has gone under in 5 of Chicago's last 6 games.
Yeah.
They're 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games. Total has gone under in 12 of Chicago's last 17 games against Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
And total has gone under in 12 of Chicago's last 15 games at home. Oh, and the total has gone under in 4 of Chicago's last 5 games this season. So
I'm taking the over.
I'm going to hammer the under. I'm going to hammer the under and give me the Chicago Bears win. Just because I feel like that this is a trap game because everybody is riding Dalvin Cook so hard with his touchdowns, but he hadn't done it against a defense like the Chicago Bears. If there's one thing I will die on a hill about is that this Chicago Bears defense is legitimately one of the best defenses in the league. The Steelers defense is very opportunistic, but they seem very weak sometimes in the middle and stuff. But the Chicago Bears defense, they can build momentum for the team on the defensive side, which is very amazing to watch sometimes. I think they're going to stymie Dalvin Cook. I think that Kirk Cousins is going to have a hard time getting the ball off with Khalil Mack breathing down his neck. And I just think that the Vikings won't be able to get it together offensively. Not saying that the Bears will, but I think that the defense might score a touchdown or two today.
Oh, Lordy, we're going to need it. Please. I'll take the Bears in the money line. I'm not touching the spread. I really don't want to touch the total, but I'll take the over. We got Bill Lazar coming in, new play caller. Matt Nagy has had this offense just in the fucking trenches. I got to imagine Lazar comes in, heightens up some value for Foles and company. Give me Foles, give me Mooney. Can you start a running back here like Cordell Patterson, I guess, is at receiver, but do you just fire up Cordell Patterson because there isn't a running back? Anthony Miller, Allen Robinson's hurt.
Anthony Miller has disappointed me greatly this year, and I have to keep him in my lineup based on where I drafted him, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I'm lost with him. Running back wise,
I feel you.
Give me Noel. If anything, give me Noel. It's kind of Kyle Juszczyk kind of situation. Alec Ingold. It's the year of the fullback. Give me the fullback.
I have enjoyed watching some Alec Ingold this year, but man, I can't tell you to start Ryan Nall in your regular fantasy lineup. Like, that's so difficult just to spit it out of my mouth. Like, bro, the Bears are in shambles. We're about to be 5-5. Like, according to the book, we're going to be 5-5, minus 180. Is there they're saying the Rams have a better chance of beating the Seahawks than the Vikings do the Bears, but they're still favored. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. I don't know, man. Or I'm sorry, they're saying the Vikings have a better chance of beating the Bears than the Rams do beating the Seahawks. And it's just blowing my mind. Like, where did this team go? You couldn't even put in Mitch if you wanted to. He's hurt. You couldn't even put him in if you wanted, I'm just hoping that Bill Lazar comes in, props up the value for this offense, Foles and company. I mean, right now I cannot realistically tell you to start Robinson because I don't know if he's going to be the starter. He could get pulled out of this game. The Bears are in trouble, man. The Bears are in trouble. It's a good opportunity to get right up against the Vikings. Their defense is bad, right? So it's a good time to switch up the play calling. I'm not betting on it, but I'm hoping that it props up their value. So, yeah, give me Mooney, give me Foles. Robinson, if he starts, as long as he's good, you can start him. Jimmy Graham, I think, could be a sneaky option, for the Vikings. I think Rudolph could be a sneaky option with with Irv Smith being out or whatever game time. No, he is out. Yeah, he's completely out of the game. So if you're hurting at tight end, really, really deep leagues, Kyle Rudolph a name to prop up. Adam Thielen, start him. Jefferson, sit him. Dalvin Cook, start him.
Jefferson, start him. I'm starting him.
All right, fair enough. If you got him, you probably spent a lot on fob on him, so I could get it. But I think it's just like you had mentioned, Bears defense, an option this week where he could be shadowed. If you're also on the under, not less opportunity for points, right? So he's a bench candidate for me. That's it for the card here. Let's go into some of the props. We're going to be fading out the show here just after that. Let's see. Did you want to do our DFS lineup?
Oh yeah.
Sure. Go over our DFS lineup really quick.
Put that together.
Jake Luton, can he hit 215 passing yards today?
Yes.
I like
Wait, who are they playing?
the Packers.
Yes.
Jair Alexander out. I like it. I don't hate it. Who was some other props that I liked passing wise? Deshaun Watson, 232 passing yards. I like the over on that.
Over, yeah.
Oh, let's see about an under. What do you think about Drew Brees, 270 passing yards? Can he hit the under on that?
Under.
Yeah, I'll take the under there.
They're playing the 49ers.
Yep, at home.
I'm going to say under.
Yeah, I like the under there. Can Mullins hit 250? 251, actually.
Over.
Yeah, I'm going to say the under. I'm going to say it's close. I'm going to say like 240, 230. Russ Wilson, can he hit over 300 yards a day? He's at 295.5.
Yes.
I like that. Yeah, I like it a lot. Teddy Bridge, 269.5.
269.5. I'm going to go under.
I'm going to say the over today for Teddy. I think he has to pass a ton. Let's see. Tua Tagovailoa, 245.5.
Over.
I'm going to say under. I'm going to say like 220, 230 passing, and he throws on like another 40 to 50 rushing. Let's see here. Passing touchdowns. Let's see some good ones, some good value. Teddy Bridgewater, 2 passing touchdowns. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Over 1.5. Matthew Stafford, I like 2. No, I don't like 2. No, I don't like
Under.
that. Yeah, give me under 1.5.
Galladay's out too.
Dan Jones, under 1.5. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, over 1.5. I'll take that.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers, 2.5.
Give me the over with 3 to Devontae Adams.
That's what I was saying earlier in the show. That's what I was saying. Let's jump over to DFS. We'll come back to some of the receiving and rushing props.
All right, I got Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, Giovanni Bernard as one running back, Josh Jacobs as the second running back, Devontae Adams stacking with Rodgers.
Let's go.
Devontae Parker, hopefully he pops off with Preston Williams out.
Mm-hmm.
Curtis Samuel, we realized that he's Matt Rule's child, so we're going to see how that goes with us.
Give it a go.
Eric Ebron, he's coming on strong in Pittsburgh.
Good matchup.
He's a cheaper option. That's why I put him in. And then we had Cam Sims in Washington, and then we had the Eagles defense against New York.
Yep. Sorry, Tommy. Not looking good for the Giants today, in our opinion. Let's look at some rushing yard props here. Adrian Peterson up against the football team. Revenge game. A little bit of revenge. 30.5. 30.5 rushing yards. Can he hit it?
Over.
I like it. Yeah, I think he can do that. I think he gets a respectable amount of work to hit that number. This one I really love. Antonio Gibson, 51.5. Give it to me.
Over, yeah.
Yeah, give me that over. Dan Jones, 22.5 up against the Birds. I'll take it. 22.5. I'll take the over.
Dan Jones?
Yeah, quarterback.
Under.
I think he's going to be running for his life. We've seen him take off some really big runs.
You're talking about completions. Over. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
What's another good one? James Robinson, 72.5 rushing yards up against the Packers. Really bad rush defense. I'll take it. I think they need to lean on him today. Let's see. Another one. No. Josh Kelly, 34.5. I'm going to take the under.
Under.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Ballage, been Tremaine Pope getting mixed in. You just have 3 guys to feed regardless. I think that's good value. Give me the under there. Lamar Jackson, 53.5.
Over.
Give me the over. Here's a play. Lamar Jackson, over 53.5 rushing yards. Lamar Jackson, at least 1 rushing touchdown plus a Ravens win. Go cash that money. Go cash that ticket. Let's go. Tua Tagovailoa, 18.5 rushing yards. Give me the over.
Over.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's just go down to receptions. Let's fade the receiving yards here. Except for open receiving yards. There's just way too many to pick from. There's just way too many. It's like a fucking desert. Trying to find some value. Okay, Aaron Jones, receptions. Can he hit 4 today?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, yeah, it's plus money. So take it to the Hizzy, smash the like button. Go cash that ticket. Aaron Jones, 3.5 plus money. Let's see. Brandon Cooks. Wow, 4 catches. Give me the 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the 5 for him. Brandon Ayuk for the Niners. He's in this lineup. You got to get him in too. We didn't mention him. 4.5. I like the over there. Give me 5.
Yep.
Curtis Samuel, 4.5. I'm going to say under.
We need the over, so give me the over.
Yeah, we probably need it, but I feel like he gets involved in the rushing. He could get a rushing touchdown. He could get a couple of catches and still have really good value. Let's see. Devontae Adams, he's at 7.
Give me the over. It's gonna be double that.
Yeah, I'll take 8. There's no problem.
Hold on, quick. Sorry, I just saw something on Facebook that literally made me laugh. My basically father-in-law posted 6 allowed at Thanksgiving, but 30 for a funeral. I'll be holding a funeral for my pet turkey that will pass away on November 26th. Refreshments provided.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh man, that was so funny. That was great. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just saw that. I was like,
no, you're
perfect.
good. Let's find some more value so you can get a father-in-law. We'll get a ring on that
Oh
finger.
yeah, there we go.
We get some money this weekend. How about Greg Olson plus 127 on the value, 3 catches? Can he hit 3 catches? Greg Olson, 3 catches.
I'm gonna say over.
All right, 1,000 on that one, Nick, and you got a ring.
There you go.
You got a father-in-law. You're good.
There you go.
Hunter Henry, who we were talking up earlier, 4.5 under.
Under.
Yeah, he's at that 4 and 3 range. So give me the 4, the 3. Give me the under there. James Robinson, we just spoke about him and his rushing total, but can he hit 4 catches? He's at 3 even.
Yeah, I feel like the Smith brothers are going to be chasing down a lot, and he's going to be doing a lot of checkdowns.
All right, sounds good. And one last one to round out the show. I like this one a lot. Noah Fant, 4.5. Give me the 5 catches for Noah Fant. Give me 5 catches and a touchdown or 2.
Give me the under. He might not last 1 catch.
Ouch.
Sorry.
I need more faith in that, Nick.
I need more faith too. I got him on my team, but it's kind of seemed like he gets a 30-yard reception, then he's out for 2 quarters.
All right, how about this one? Terry McLaurin, 5.5.
Give me the under. 5.
I'll take the over. I think it's a good matchup up against Detroit. I think Alex Smith tries to get in tune with them. We'll see what happens, though. This was Take It to the Hizzy, number 70. You got anything to close it out, Nick?
No. The website has reached 25,000 views, so thank you all for watching.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's just been a lot of fun, just keeping the momentum going till the end of the season. So thank you all for riding with us. Thank you all for the questions, and we really do appreciate it.
Yeah, especially you guys jumping in early this morning, getting up early and riding with us. I know a lot of you guys are Midwest based as well, so you're even up an hour earlier than we are. So really appreciate everybody coming, stopping by. We had a big night Thursday as well, so loving all the support. Keep sharing out our stuff, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next week or whatever, tomorrow, next week. Yeah. So take care, be well. We'll see you.
See you guys.